Lo and behold, I actually leaned up a fair bit once I started eating enough. As an athlete that's recovered from RED-S, like I still feel that pressure today. So just from my perspective, I definitely think that like leanness culture is there. You know, I've not as much anymore, but I've had a number of comments that are like, "Oh, you're quite big to be a triathlete," you know, and I think, you know, talking to other pro female athletes, unfortunately, I've had some conversations with them where coaches have told them that they need to lose a number of X number of kilos in order for them to perform. And we kind of know that, like, in terms of psychology, if you say that to and I'm not saying this doesn't happen in male athletes, but more commonly, if you say that to a female athlete, that's probably going to lead to some really poor eating behaviors, whereas sometimes in male athletes, we tend to not see that as much. They're able to sort of brush it off a little bit more. And I think the problem with that is, you know, we know that sometimes there is a place for quote unquote weight loss or leaning down, but it should be done under the strict guidance of a nutritionist. And quite often there's these remarks thrown around that, oh, that person is a bit fat or needs to lose a bit of weight, by coaches or other athletes, but you know, there's no knowledge around how to do that safely to ensure that you're still performing at a high level. And you know, and just in terms of injuries and stuff like that, I know a number of female athletes who you know, have had long periods of time where they haven't menstruated, and a number of female athletes, you know, you see it all the time with bone stress injuries and that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, and even in the amateur levels, you still see it quite often, and a lot. Even I would argue even more so, because you know they're potentially less informed on that kind of stuff. You know, I think if it's your job and you know about it and you're trying to do these things like lose weight or whatever, you would hope that a lot of professionals know the risks of that now, and they have a team around them to help them with it. But yeah, I think that's the education piece is probably the most important thing around how to do it safely, or why you even may need to do it, because you probably don't is the answer. You just need to perform at the weight that you're at.